Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
Now, you have said so much already about brief. What exactly does a brief or brief mean?
A good brief. Now, a good brief will give you a situational analysis of what is going on. A good brief, the components of a good brief will be that what exactly is happening. It will probably tell you the what they call that now. It deals with the macro and macro issues. So this is, let's say this is Nigeria, and then we're talking about agriculture. This is what Nigeria is. It has a population of blah, 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 blah. This is now agriculture. This is where agriculture exists in Nigeria. Now, within the agricultural sector, they may now be, so we're talking about rice production. You remember I said, for you to be a PR person, you must be a jack of all trades and master of many. So let's say agriculture. So we're talking about rice production. And we're trying to get more farmers to grow rice. Or we're trying to get more Nigerians to eat Nigerian produced rice. You must distill it. A good brief must show you what the key, must be specific about what the challenge is. A good brief must be able to tell you what is the end result. What do I want? So, this is a situation like 100 million people, we are blah, 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 blah. This is what agriculture is in Nigeria so far, and then X, Y. At the end of the day, this is what we want from it. I want a situation whereby you will be able to deliver for me maybe a change in attitude. Maybe farmers are not believing in rice, they are going to pineapple. A good brief must clearly tell you its endpoints. What do I want from the work that you do? It must tell you the timelines. What do I need? Within what time frame must you achieve what I want you to achieve? And it must tell you the process of how you will present or you will proposition me. So what does that mean? You're saying to me that on Monday, today is what? Today is
Friday.
Friday, 19th of November. You must be able to tell me by Tuesday, Tuesday will now be what? 22nd, 21st, 22nd or something like that. By Tuesday, 23rd, come back to me with your proposal on how you want to do X, Y, Z, including how much it will cost.
Interesting. Now, so far, and in your career, which has been the most remarkable and memorable brief that you have worked on, and why?
I've worked across board. I'm not sure which one will I say I've enjoyed the most. I've had very remarkable briefs. I've had worked for some very great clients. Name them across board. One I remember very well. And I'm also, Azuh, you probably remember a bit of this. We had a Peugeot Automobile Nigeria Limited. They were a victim of their success. And what were those successes? 504 and 504 largely. Literally every household had one. Okay, McCoy was what the government were using. What was the good thing about 504s and 505? You could take them to the village, and even your mechanic in the village can sort what the problems are. Do you understand me? I mean, literally any mechanic. It's like the Beetle. Any mechanic could fix it and so on and so forth. It was rugged, it was this and that. Then, Peugeot had to transit to the new models. And what are those new models? The 306, the 406, the 307s, and so on and so forth. And people weren't buying them because they just didn't, that was not the Peugeot they knew in shape or in the engine. The engine, it was too complex. It wasn't that 504 again that if I travel to the village and there's something wrong with it, I just say, please call me and they fix it. Or you're traveling and you have a problem, you can stop by at any
mechanics workshop
and they will sort it out for you. I mean, these ones were now, you needed to diagnose them, they needed diagnostic machines and all. But the truth of the matter was that that's where the world was going. So we were giving the mandate to see how we could transit this brand, the same reputation, the same organization, and have people begin to believe in the new brand. So having looked at it and surveyed and all of that, we realized that we needed to sell the brands in a contemporary manner. So we're looking for contemporary platforms and contemporary leveraging to connect with the people. And what were those contemporary platforms? Music and fashion. Music is forever contemporary. Fashion is forever contemporary. And I'm not sure, as if you remember, that's what gave birth to what we call Peugeot New Look Fair that we used to have at
TBS. Yeah, I remember.
No, it wasn't TBS. You know that there was a restaurant beside the hotel. It's no longer there now.
Yes.
Remember that restaurant that for a long
time? Yes, I
time?
remember. Yes.
And so we used to have a 3-day event where we platformed the brand alongside contemporary. So we got the biggest fashion designers in the country to exhibit their designs alongside these new brands. We got then the contemporary musicians, the likes of Lagbaja, Daddy Shoki, Femi Kuti, quite a bit of them, and we had this 3-day event, Friday into Sunday, and at the end of it, we always gave out a car as a raffle draw, and all you needed to win the car was to attend, and you got it. So it used to be packed. And what we then did was, in the course of that, we were able to engage the minds of the people that the quality is the same. Yes, it may not have the shape of the 504, it may not have the shape of the 505, but this is where contemporary cars were going. They were no longer using carburetor. They were using fuel injectors, I beg your pardon, which is more efficient. They were using sealed engines. What it means is that, you have the 504s and all of that. Remember those things we used to call contact set? I think we used to call them contact set. Those things that
I remember.
Those things are no longer there. Your rotor head will no longer there, but you have a car that is a lot more efficient than what you had in the and so on and so forth. And till today, let me use that marked the birth of the new series of Peugeots as you see today on our road. That was very remarkable to me. I really enjoyed doing that work. We did that for about 3, 4, 5 years or so.
I remember. Now, what new trends must anyone who wants to play or excel in PR embrace today?
Specialization. I know I seem to be contradicting myself by saying you must be a jack of all trades and master of many. But what happens is that people are now going to be specialists. So I can be an education PR specialist. I can be a financial PR specialist. In the days when we got in, we were generalists. We were doing everything. But we're seeing that right now, David West, and she spoke to us as a group, the Public Relations Consultants Association of Nigeria, on Monday, and she talked about the fragmentation of our business, and I've spoken a bit about that. So you may find out that, one, the trend is that you may no longer be that generalist. Somebody says, this is my area of specialty. When it comes to this, come and talk to me. Second would be what I call technology, the use of technology. We have to drive our business We cannot be dinosaurs and remain in the past. We must be able to drive our business in a way that technology plays a huge role. We realize that. Let's talk about even media. It has changed. The guys that are making the biggest money may not necessarily be the newspapers, may not necessarily be the Punch, Guardian, this day, and I mean they're good, they're nice to have, and so on and so forth. But with the cost that is associated with them,
Producing
I don't know these days books, but if you compare what this day makes in terms of cost of doing business to a Linda Ikeji. So technology is playing a huge role in what is going on, and those are trends that, in my own opinion, will influence the future of public relations. The dynamic shifting of consumer wants. Nowadays, consumers the wants are changing. They keep on changing. So public relations must be able to keep abreast of those changes and offer to consumers or offer to clients exactly what they want, not what they think they want.
All right, let me take the final question. Let's round off on this note. What do you like most about being into PR? Let's wrap up on that note.
The challenge, undoubtedly the challenge of the work. I like new challenges. So this week, for instance, I was out in Abuja, and we got a new brief. The excitement. It's like a new toy. The excitement of the brief. What you have to land in when you have a client that gives you the latitude and says, "Look, go and do this." Putting it together is so exciting. It's exhilarating. I could equate it to something, but we're on broadcast. But you can think whatever you think it is. But honestly, that's the feeling that it gives. It's completely exhilarating that you can create something
Out of nothing.
like a jigsaw puzzle, and you create a masterpiece of work. It is completely exciting.
Thank you so very much, Egbo. I'm very grateful for your time, for your thoughts, for your love, for your support, for your advice, for your guidance and everything. Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
most
you. Thank
welcome.
you, Egbo. I'm very grateful.
God
Thank you.
bless.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And you too, Egbo. Thank you. Now, all those who made out time to join us this morning, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. God bless all of you, and bye bye.